Camp Dawson, 4 a.m. The cadre haven't spoken in 12 hours. That was already part of the test. No wake-up call. You were told to be ready. The men who weren't are already gone.
45 pounds, distance unknown, time limit unknown. One instruction: finish.
The hills are always longer than the map says. Grid coordinate, compass, no GPS, no partner. They're not watching your speed. They're watching how you decide, alone. Day 6. Men 2 minutes slow, gone. Every evolution gets longer. Nobody says this. You figure it out by hour 3.
40 miles, 45 pounds, 0-200 start.
A time limit only the cadre can see. Walk like it's always 1 minute away. 8 evaluators, 1 question. Then they take apart every word of your answer. Holding together under that, that's the test. Sprint 400 meters, heart rate 170. Target at 25 meters. Stop the shaking before the trigger. That's the entire test. Day 19. 0 feedback, 0 score, 0 reaction. The silence isn't a gap in the program. It is the program. 50 meters ahead, a green beret. 6 years, 3 deployments. He sits down on his ruck. He does not get up. 0-200, 40 miles. Your headlamp covers 10 feet. Beyond that, map and memory. No formation, completely alone. Mile 31. Achilles bleeding since mile 20. Someone passes you at a full run. 45-pound ruck. You keep walking.
Mile 39.
You stopped deciding to finish at mile 20. You just stopped deciding to stop. There's a difference. Dawn checkpoint. Cadre checks your time. No reaction. Points to the tree line. 4 men already there. No one speaks, no one celebrates. 3 days later. 1 desk. 1 folder. Commander slides it across. You've been selected. You say nothing. You take the folder. Of every 100 candidates who begin assessment and selection, approximately 90 do not pass. Not because they failed physically. Delta is not selecting for strength. It is selecting for a specific intelligence that only appears when no one is watching. There is no confirmation, and the finish is unknown. Delta Force was founded in 1977 by Colonel Charlie Beckwith, who trained with the British SAS. The unit didn't officially exist for 15 years. Its founding mission: hostage rescue and high-value target capture. Its first major operation was Iran, Operation Eagle Claw, 1980. 8 Americans killed, 0 hostages freed. The failure shaped everything that came after. Research on what Delta selection measures is specific. Studies of special operations selection worldwide show that the primary predictor of completion is not physical fitness. It is performance under ambiguity with no feedback. Candidates who require external validation, praise, rank, confirmation, fail at rates far higher than those who do not need it. The operator's training course that follows selection is 6 months of classified skills. What is documented? Advanced marksmanship, where a headshot group at 50 meters must fit under a thumb. Disguise and surveillance tradecraft. Language. Explosives. Driving. The unit psychologist continues to evaluate throughout. Selection is not over when selection ends. It never ends. Drop a comment. What mile would you have stopped? Hit like so more people find this. Subscribe. The next POV is already written. It goes somewhere darker and more classified than this. You are going to want to be there. Mogadishu, October 3rd, 1993. Task Force Ranger. Delta operators fast roped into the city to capture lieutenants of warlord Mohammed Aidid. The mission was supposed to take 30 minutes. 2 Black Hawks were shot down. The battle became an 18-hour firefight. Master Sergeant Gary Gordon and Sergeant First Class Randall Schuchart both received the Medal of Honor. Both were killed. Iraq, 2006. At peak operational tempo, Delta Force was running approximately 300 raids per month. Squadrons deployed on 4-month rotations. By 2009, 50% of Delta operators who deployed to Iraq had received Purple Hearts. The casualty rate for the unit reached 20%. These numbers are not classified.
The unit has approximately 1,000 personnel total. Of those, roughly 250 to 300 are assault operators, the men who go through the door. The rest are support, intelligence analysts, communications specialists, pilots, targeting officers. Delta is often called America's most elite unit. The more accurate description, America's most precisely engineered problem-solving system, built around 250 men. The question the psychological board is actually asking is not about courage. It is about one specific cognitive pattern. Can you sustain effective performance when the objective changes, the information is incomplete, and the confirmation never arrives? Combat does not issue receipts. The board is looking for operators who do not need them. What the long walk physically does to a human body at mile 38. The fascia along the plantar arch begins micro-tearing at approximately mile 25 under load. Iliotibial band syndrome activates on steep terrain after 30 miles. The renal system begins filtering myoglobin, protein from damaged muscle, after sustained load. The body is not breaking. It is documenting. Operation Neptune Spear, the raid that killed bin Laden, was executed by DevGru, the unit the public calls SEAL Team 6. But Delta Force ran the outer perimeter security in Abbottabad that night. Their operators were in position outside the compound before the helicopters arrived. History credited 1 unit. 2 were there. If you're still here, you already know this channel is different. Subscribe. Don't miss the next one. Drop a comment. What would have stopped you? The long walk, the psych board, or the silence? I read every single one. Your answer shapes what comes next. Delta Force veterans carry the physical bill for decades. The combination of rucksack loads, parachute landings, vehicle blast exposure, and sustained high-tempo operations produces documented outcomes. Chronic lumbar compression in over 60% of long-service operators. Tinnitus from breaching charges is near universal. The men who go through the door keep paying the entry fee long after the door closes. What distinguishes Delta from every other unit is not the training or the missions or the classified budget. It is one policy. Operators are evaluated continuously by the unit itself for the entirety of their career. There is no point at which you have proven yourself permanently. The assessment never officially ends. The long walk's time limit is still unknown. 40 miles, 4 weeks, 1 folder on a plain desk. Camp Dawson is exactly the same as when you arrived. The trail is the same. The rucksack is the same weight. The time limit is still classified. The only thing that changed is what you now know about what you are. And that knowledge is the only credential Delta ever issues.